interesting challenge. And they're meeting with each of the business owners now along there to go along with their sidewalks and talk about how they're gonna do the setbacks and stuff. And TK's, the quilting place there, their basement is under part of their sidewalk, the roof to their basement is under the sidewalk. So it's a whole other complication too.
No kidding.
Yeah.
We have a business in that stretch.
Okay,
So we got all the stuff from DOT and we're like, for the inconvenience, we're gonna give you $300.
yeah,
Thank you, DOT.
yeah.
Thank you for,
Thank you for so much. Yeah.
oh, and to give $300, you have to do like 2 hours of
Paperwork.
to get it, yeah.
Yeah.
This gonna be all of us today?
It looks like it might as well get started. Did you text him?
I texted Andy, I didn't text Michael in, but,
Okay.
She's got family in town. I'm not sure whether she'll even be here.
okay,
No, Michael Lynn will not be here.
Okay.
I've already heard from her.
okay.
Right. So then-
Well,
This is, cause you'd given me
Andy
a
probably
packet.
thinks
so
today's
Oh,
Monday.
thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where we-
You can-
So,
you come, good. All right. Well, we're having two public hearings back to back, and the votes for them, if you looked at your packet, is in the new business under H. So the first one will be the Networks Northwest, second one is the Maxon's recommendation. And both of these are making changes to the zoning ordinance. So,
Okay, we're only discussing the two things.
yes.
I'm not adding in the a couple of people wanted to change that. Maybe we should get started and talk more about that.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I'm taking minutes.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Roll call. Anderson. Don't hear anything. Dr. Witt.
yes, here.
Crawford. Don't hear anything. Fisher.
Here.
Schilling.
Here.
You have a quorum, Mr. Chair.
All right, well, let's start off by setting the agenda. Any changes we need to make to the agenda? I don't see any surprises.
I'll make a motion to accept the agenda.
And I'll second that.
And all those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Okay, public hearing, let's hop right into it. Networks North.
Oh.
I'm not late.
You're
let's
not,
see.
they just started.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
I can't
let's
hear
get started.
everybody.
Good. All right. You're welcome, thanks. Yeah. You know,
I'm sorry,
you're
can
too
you,
far away to
can we
sign.
turn up the volume on that?
Thank you.
Not at this point, we're not, when they're doing their business.
Oh,
but they're
he's
not-
talking to him, so.
Yeah, he couldn't hear.
Okay,
He just
yeah,
wanted
neither
the
can
volume
we.
pulled up, but
Yeah.
that's, we're not there yet.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
We're looking for the other public, that's all.
right.
Yeah.
Most people don't care. They're just, until it's there and then they complain.
I care about that solar farm that they want
Yep.
to put up somewhere.
Okay.
Here we go. This is it.
So I'll turn that around to the committee and you can speak with them. Maybe you can hear them. There you go.
Hello?
Okay.
So we're in Networks Northwest.
Yeah,
first,
you're-
right?
First.
open the public hearing for that. Okay.
Okay.
And then, any public wants to comment on the Networks Northwest? Part. And then,
All right, so the first topic is the Networks Northwest, changes to zoning ordinance pertaining to childcare facilities. So that's our first public, hearing segment. So if you have anything you want to discuss about that, that's the time to do it right now.
Is public comment?
public comment for
Now?
the child care
Right,
facility.
yeah, I heard you.
Yes.
Okay, yes, I have comment. I don't know where you're going with this, but I am for residential, childcare restrictions being eased, which is my understanding of the amendment to the zoning. However, when it comes to a commercial size, I believe this may open it up to the commercial size in a residential area as well as agricultural. And that's because the current residential / agricultural, well, at least residential, already allows commercial. So, I mean, I don't understand really where we're going with this if it's already in the zoning to do commercial anywhere you want, other than to reduce the fee. Is there something I'm missing? I know I can't ask questions, but it just seems like, that I know a lot of communities are putting through this and want this to go through to make it easier for childcare to come into a community. But in the long run, is this gonna cause commercial next to somebody's residential home on a larger scale, such as kinder care or something in the commercial size? Or if they're separated?
Okay. We will take that into consideration. Commercial creep into residential areas.
That's part of the state. When the state is doing their due diligence, that comes up there. So, when there's location. Because we're looking at countywide being the same.
And there's 3 different types of daycare facilities that we're discussing too. There's, last week we discussed them in depth, I'm sure they're in there. But there's the family daycare, the group daycare, and the child care center. Those are 3 different sections. And those 3 sections, we're talking about having different allowances like on each type of thing. So, not to get too much into it, we'll talk about more later. Anything else pertaining to child care? Alright, so we're gonna close that section. We have a presentation
Yes, thank you.
for you, Ben.
Yeah, well, we dealt with this last week, last month, and basically what you all were wanting to look at was exactly how Networks Northwest had outlined, where the family daycare home would be placed under the permitted uses, which would be a $50 permitted use through the zoning administrator only. The other 2, the group daycare home and also the, the other daycare. Childcare center would still go through the planning commission because it will be a special use. And that's only in certain jurisdictions that can be a special use. And those are all outlined incredibly by, to make this is making this uniform throughout the entire county. And that's what the grant is for, and that's what they're giving us part of the grant to be able to do and utilize for us. So that's the difference. I mean, the 2 are still staying in the same categories, which are special use permits for those. The only one that we're freeing up and lessening the cost of is just the simple child daycare, family daycare home. So that's the difference. So I would call your attention to everything that we discussed last time on this, because it's identical to what they presented to us in their presentation.
Okay. So, the family daycare, which is the smallest with 3, would be the easiest to have a person start and the least expensive, so the barrier of entry is much lower.
Yes.
And it can be done on any residential property.
Yes.
By permit, Not by permit, by permitted use. Not
Permitted
by
use,
use
it's by permit, but it's by the regular zoning permit
Yeah.
that's allowable.
Yeah,
Like
so-
it would be for a house or an accessory building. So it'd only be $50 instead of being a special use permit, which costs $500. That's the difference.
And then the other two facilities would be larger operations.
Those are larger
Those would be
operations.
special use permit.
Yeah, those are special use permits that come before the planning commission, and they have great details that they have to do to them still, so.
And that would prevent someone from opening up a 50-person daycare
Right.
downtown Wells.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Or next to a bar.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
you know,
right,
yep. Or like, what was I reading, a pizza place next to two churches. Because they want to do beer and wine. They can have pizza, but not beer and wine.
right.
They're next to the church.
And the state regs on daycares are still
Yes.
so much more extreme than we could ever dream of.
Yeah.
So,
They have an amount of hurdles to cross to get.
yes.
Yeah.
So this is only simplifying the simple family home daycare.
Okay.
Okay,
That leads us into our next one.
yeah, that leads us into the next one. So open the next public hearing, and we'll have the gentleman online to ask questions when we get to the discussion by the planning commission. So, go ahead and read B there and open the public hearing.
All right, next change to our zoning ordinance, adding ground-mounted solar energy projects of less than 10 megawatts AC in utilizing distributed generation as a special use permit. So we're opening up public comment on this. We had the presentation first, and then
No, public comment first.
public comment first.
Yeah.
So public comment on that?
Why do we need a solar farm here? Who's putting it in, consumer or DTE?
Next AMP is, I believe.
Yeah.
Private citizens.
Private citizen.
Yep, we have a representative, I believe. On
I mean, is
the-
this the first step for one of the data centers? Where they
No.
generate their own power
No.
to run a data center? That's what they thought in Stonic too, they're trying to put one in Stonic.
There won't be anyone in this township, there won't be a data center in this township ever.
Who would think there'd be a solar farm?
Well,
You know, I remember when I used to come up here before I moved here, this was a logging mill right here where I'm sitting.
Yeah, things do change.
Yeah, they do. It's not, a lot of times it's not for the good. The solar farm's not for the good around here. People don't come up here and go down Tippy Dam Road. That's a world renowned place. People from all over the world come there to go fishing. They don't want to drive by some solar farm on their way down there.
I'd like to comment if you're done. Are you done? Or would you like to add anything?
I'd like to add here, but it's ridiculous to put a solar farm up here.
I think right now we're just talking about allowing the zoning, well, setting the zoning up to allow a zoning farm.
What's the purpose?
My understanding is that,
This guy gonna sell power? Is he gonna become another electric company up here? Is he going into business up here?
I don't have the answer to that. But we can.
I mean, well,
we
there's
can
a
ask that
reason that
question.
somebody's gonna put these things in. It's not like they're good to look at when you ride by them. Who wants to ride down Tippy Dam Road and look at a friggin' solar farm down
Yeah. We should get your name for the minutes. If that's
there?
okay.
Ed Fisher,
Ed Fisher?
and I'm not a Fisher, I spell mine without a C.
Okay. Our first public hearing, so.
Okay. Well, maybe that's something that they can discuss since they're
Yeah.
online.
So we had some questions we can ask when we get to that point, so,
Yeah.
we can ask them those questions. And you had some, you wanted to
Yeah, I
add?
would like to speak.
Yep.
Yes. I understand this to be a 32-acre parcel with a 100-foot buffer on each perimeter. 22-acre ground solar community array is what the applicant is requesting through Atwell Engineering.
which is a huge firm and has already provided an environmental study and blueprints, so the likelihood that this will happen is quite high in the event that this commission allows the zoning change. What I see potentially in the future is the next 10, and the next 10, and the next 10, as each person sells off their parcel. I realize that this allows a 10 megawatt. What prohibits, is there any prohibition to tie in to the next 10, and the next 10, and the next 10 that come? Is there a solar array coming in on Old House Road, in the old Bobby Brown, which is on the north side of Old House, and it's already being flagged off. It is also in quite close proximity to the consumer's energy where this solar array will feed. I just don't see any benefit to the community whatsoever. I see a benefit to an individual in a community to make a profit on their own, to not provide anything back to the community, and I just hope when I want to do something on my property that y'all rezone it to allow me to do whatever now permissible use I want it to be. I think it's setting a precedent. It's not going to be able to be undone once it's done.
Okay.
And as we're trying to build a community here, I don't think it sets the right tone for rural America. But I know the zoning administrator is very adamant about having this go through, as is other projects that were recently discussed.
Well, we have some questions to ask them.
Oh, good.
Is there any more public comment we wanna?
No.
Okay.
So these,
Now we go into
these folks are,
your
yeah,
presentation.
yeah, if you want. Well, basically the presentation is just that in front of you. It's not like the Networks Northwest one. It just adds amends to Article 3703, an M, which is ground-mounted solar energy projects of less than 10 megawatts AC and utilizing distributed generation. So that's the only thing that it's adding to. We're not voting, of course, on whether it can go in or not. That will be a special public meeting later, and that's a special use permit, and the public can certainly have their time to discuss that in particular. This is only in addition to the zoning ordinance that was requested by someone. And anyone that requests or gives me an application, I respect that, and I do everything under the law to see that it's brought to you in a timely fashion and in a timely manner so that you all can discuss and decide what would be best for the township.
Well, this is kind of like our fact finding tonight and helping us to get up to where we want to go
Okay.
with this. Is that right?
That's
Is that what
fine.
you're kind of saying?
Yes, that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. In other words, you should go ahead and ask all the questions that you
Yeah.
can of the ones that are.
For
that
the
are
folks
online.
here? Yep.
Yes, and then they can hear their answers, and you also can too. I'm the neutral guy here. believe me.
Right, but you have to bring these, I know, same as the county. Yep,
Anything you brought with, you gotta.
yep. We appreciate that.
Okay,
And that's what we're here for.
okay. So ask away if you need questions answered, or even if you want to ask the questions that have been asked. To find out the answers to that too.
Okay. There's a lot of information right here.
Uh-huh. There is.
Well, I guess we start off by asking some of the easy ones that we've already been addressed. Is there a potential if we allowed it on this 33 acre piece that they couldn't just take the piece that's right next to it, already clear cut? It connects Baker and Snyder and Chippy?
Every special use permit comes before this committee, this board, and this board decides what they will do with it and the parameters of what they will allow or not allow.
But if we allow it here,
That
How
doesn't
can
mean
we
it's
have-
automatic for every time.
okay.
It's just like short-term rentals. You can allow a short-term rental, but maybe not within 1,000 feet of another short-term rental. You set the parameters for where this can go. This is to add it to a text amendment so that this company can move ahead with a special use permit to see if you will allow that.
Okay.
Okay.
There is a, sounds like a concern that is this the best thing for the community? Is what benefit is the community getting from this?
Someone online want to start answering, or?
Who are these people? Can we
Unmute yourself.
identify them?
I believe this is a group from NextAmp.
Okay, if you could identify yourselves for the record, please, and then you can start speaking.
My name is Jim Griffin.
Jim Griffin.
I'm the attorney for the applicant. I represent energy companies throughout. And we're here tonight to present this proposed text amendment. This is a change to the terms of the zoning ordinance. There's no project at this time, but if this text amendment was approved, it would allow us to apply for a special use for a project that would still be, of course, subject to the township's approval. We have, the proposed text amendment does limit the potential special use to only small solar energy projects that are less than 10 megawatts and only in the AR zoning district. So with that, I think Matt here with me on behalf of NextAmp can answer questions about what the public benefits are, and he has some other information that I think he'd like to present if that's appropriate at this time.
Okay.
Thank you. Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, would it be possible to have a short presentation that I think would answer a lot of your questions?
Sure.
Would it be possible for me to run through that real quick?
Absolutely.
I'll share my screen. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good evening, and thank you for your time tonight. My name is Matt Kwiatkowski with NextAmp. We are here to discuss a proposed text amendment that would allow distributed generation solar in Norman Township under a defined special land use framework. Just to give you a little bit of background about my company, NextAmp. It was founded in 2007 by two veterans that came back from deployment and realized that a lot of the conflict overseas was about energy resources, and they wanted to do something about it. Since then, NextAmp has grown into one of the largest clean energy developers in the United States. We are a national, vertically integrated company, which means we not only develop these, but we manage and maintain them for the life cycle of the project. And our goal is to bring clean energy into communities in a way that is practical and locally beneficial. This is just an example project. It's the French Road Solar Project. It's located outside of Chicago in Kane County. It's an example of a small distributed generation project. It is 16 acres and 2.8 megawatts and produces electricity for more than 400 local homes. These are not large utility scale power plants. They're local projects designed to serve the local needs. The request before the township is requesting to amend Article 3703 so that ground-mounted solar under 10 megawatt AC is allowed as a special land use in the AR district. This is only a text amendment. It does not remove existing standards and does not approve any project automatically. Any future project would still come back through the township's existing special use process for review. The purpose of the amendment is to clarify the status of small-scale solar energy projects by listing them as an eligible special land use. It would allow appropriately scaled renewable energy development that remains compatible with surrounding land uses and rural character. It would support local distributed generation that can enhance electrical reliability and resilience while staying modest in size, specifically under 10 megawatts AC. Just as importantly, it keeps township oversight fully in place because any project would still be reviewed case by case and conditioned to address site-specific concerns. The size cap and distributed generation requirement are what distinguish these local projects from large utility-scale generation facilities. The 10 megawatt limit matters because it keeps eligible projects modest and clearly outside of the category of utility scale generation. It confines projects to a scale that can more reasonably coexist with residential uses in the broader rural setting. It also helps avoid the kinds of land use impacts often associated with much larger regional generation projects. And it aligns with typical distribution generation interconnection sizes, you know, the local power grid, which are intended to support local loads and improve grid resilience rather than operate as a large centralized generation station. As you can see, this graphic here is just kind of a simple graphic. On the left here, you know, these solar farms, solar facilities produce electricity during the day, and that's sent to the local distribution grid to go directly into the homes and farms and small businesses that the local grid supports. It is not, you know, the big projects in which they, you know, they go into transmission lines and often shipped very far away for use. So this is this energy stays local. And one of the most important points is that local control does not go away under this amendment. Any future project would still be reviewed for setbacks from property lines and dwellings. The township would still be able to require visual screening such as fencing, landscaping, or vegetative buffers. It would also retain oversight over glare, noise, and lighting so that nuisance conditions are avoided. Drainage and stormwater management would still need to comply with applicable regulations. Projects would need a decommissioning plan and financial assurance so the site can be restored at the end of its useful life. So the amendment simply allows these projects to be considered while preserving the township's ability to protect the neighbors and to maintain the community character. And then I know this was one of the questions, the community benefits. There are several potential local benefits from allowing this category of project to be considered. First, these projects can support the local tax base and township revenues. These projects produce more than 5 times what the parcel is currently generating in taxes while having little to no impact on public services, such as like schools, roads, etc. Second, they can provide stable lease income and create local construction activity. And third, the local distributed generation can help support more distribution grid, which again is that local grid. It's not being shipped off to another township or county. In closing, the request tonight is to approve the proposed text amendment to Article 3703. Doing so would not approve a specific solar project tonight. It would only establish a clear pathway for modest distributed generation solar projects to be considered through the township's existing special land use process. We believe that approach strikes the right balance between allowing local scale renewable energy and preserving township review and discretion. And that's it. If you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
So, the example you had, the 2.8 megawatt facility, that's a cute dog. That powers 400 homes. So you're saying this is going to power like 1,600 homes?
It depends on the size. Like I said, we don't have an actual project right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, but typically, every two megawatts is around 300 to 400 homes. So anything over that, it can be a 5 megawatt project is about 800 homes.
Okay. And then so is this power that's sold to consumers and consumers bills us, local people for it still? That all kind of works out?
Yeah, like you'd pay your normal utility bill, just like you would normally. This would have no impact on your utility bill.
Hopefully it would go down.
Oh,
With
yeah.
solar, it won't start to break down.
They
That's always the goal, right?
They just give themselves a raise, that way they could put the solar farm in up here in Wellston.
Well,
They're feeding off the line that goes to the dam, I believe, right? That's the line you're feeding into. Does then the dam go up to the dam road? The power, I'm assuming it connects to the grid.
Like, it's not about, this isn't about a specific project.
Yeah, right
That's
now it's
what
not
we're
about
talking about, so.
But typically we do connect right to basically it's a 3-phase line with the 3 wires that get run down most streets. We connect right outside near the access drive to the facility generally.
Okay. Well, any questions between you two?
I'm not so.
good.
Okay. Like, does what was presented with a 100-foot buffer around the whole piece of property? So just discussing that amongst us, if they ever did want to add more, continue that idea with our buffer around that. So you couldn't just have like a mega facility, even if it was a piece of property, you could just have one mass of campus.
Right. And all we're doing is looking at the language that would allow the small, which, moving in the solar direction or windmills, to me, is long overdue.
So, and there is like some, pressure on the energy companies to move towards, renewable energy as well. So I'm sure there's some pressure from the states to make that happen.
They have to have 30% renewable energy by 2030, that's 4 years from now. And most of them have 15% now.
They gotta move fast.
Yeah, because I know consumers is already.
Yeah.
And pretty much you're recommending we make this amended change, and this allows it to continue to be explored. Is that
Sure,
correct?
yeah. Well, I just brought it to you, you can make whatever decision you want. In my own personal opinion, I think they're being very careful in the landscape and how they're doing it. I think it's actually a pattern that another one comes along to be able to see. This is kind of a test case. I mean, another one doesn't ever have to go in. But still, unless this is very successful. So I don't know.
Is there enough sun on Michigan to make these things make sense? I mean, they must, you guys are bringing it up, but that's a question I'll get a million times. Like, we have enough sun days to justify?
Yeah, that's part of our basically our design. We have a system that, based on your latitude, longitude, and weather patterns, it accounts for all that.
Okay. We had like 3 feet of snow all winter long.
All right, you want to close the public comment?
Yeah,
Or the public meeting?
Close the public meeting then.
And then, there's no presentation, we just had a presentation actually doing that. There's public comment, anything concerning items on the agenda.
Let's hop back into public comment.
Well, let me tell you, I'm dealing with this on a different scale, these oil and gas workers. You got some guy like this will come in and smooth talk you. But he didn't say anything about the damage that's gonna be done with these trucks hauling this stuff in there up and down. He's gonna tear up the roads. Personal property's gonna get tore up. Just not the guy that's putting this in. Everybody up in Tibby Dam Road, or is gonna get it.
Okay.
My comment, are you done? Sorry. My comment is that consumers, is decommissioning the hydro dam. This was the next greatest and best thing for the community. It was gonna reduce our energy, or consumers, that was their newfangled thing, instead of solar, because solar was not on the horizon, that we would generate and meet the energy renewable by putting in the hydro and using the hydro dam. Now they don't want that because that's not the new and better improved thing. So, this is my comment time. So, so now they're decommissioning that for whatever reason they want to state, and they want you to believe. And now we're going to go solar because that's the direction that is probably more economical in maintenance, as far as it costs a lot of money to handle a hydro facility. And a lot of FERC regulations. I don't know what regulations there are and how deep the regulations go for a solar array. And the decommissioning, I believe the lifespan is 10, 15 years or something on these. Can they replace them? Do they just have to decommission them at that point? And what destruction to the soil has that done? I'm all for renewable energy. I think there's a place for it, and I think it's on top of big buildings, and it's not in the neighborhood farm community in rural areas. Excuse me? I think I'm done since somebody else is now speaking.
I think there was, the last meeting, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's like a 25-year lifespan on this system?
25 to 30, I believe.
25 to 30? That's all right.
Yeah, that's the minimum. They can go up to 40 years.
Okay.
And
And they would be required to be, they would be decommissioned. When they're done, panels, support structures are removed, and it's put back into, return to agricultural use, if that's the appropriate use at that time.
Okay. So a little bit better than 15 years, a lot better actually. That's good.
Well, and it's also that the requirement of going back to how it started. That is the other part of the requirement. So.
Before we get too far off track,
This solar's not keeping up. I'm sure you guys read that stuff, see it on TV. If it wasn't for these coal-fired power plants that are still running, you'd be in the dark, because they'd have black or brownouts all the time, because they can't keep up.
any more comments? Alright. We're gonna roll right back into approval or correction of minutes. Did you guys see any problems with minutes that are from last week?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
And I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Unfinished business and reports. So zoning board, rep, what do you got?
What?
Township board, I'm sorry, township.
Not a whole lot really. We are putting 140 yards of black dirt topsoil at the lake, at the beach. We're gonna get that hydro seeded. That's gonna happen hopefully beginning of next week. Is the time frame we were told. Other than that, not a whole lot going on last month at the board meetings that I can recall off the top of my head.
I'm sorry, there's a lot of feedback coming from this thing here. Is there a way to move it to the side or something so we can hear?
I can turn that one down.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Actually, it's really hard to focus.
I know.
Thank you. Yay,
So much
that's
better.
much better, much better.
The water is going down at the lake, so hopefully
Is the fishing dock on?
It's
Or is it
underwater.
underwater?
it's
Oh,
underwater.
I went to go fishing this weekend, it was gone. I'm like,
It's
It's
underwater.
underwater.
As is the public beach dock is underwater.
That's actually the very end of that is finally above water. You can finally
Nice.
see it, but we're not even close to being where we need it to be to open it back up yet, so.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Okay, we don't have a zoning board of appeals representative, so it goes to you then.
Goes to me, and you got my report, it's not very long, I just wanted to take you to number 3. There are no applications for any other properties in the township. When or if they come in, you'll be noticed at the next meeting. I mean, there are a lot of people that try or ask if they can do certain things, and I tell them yes, and I give them an application, and then they don't follow through. So, you know, we can only, we can't predict the future, so I'm not going to try to. Some people accuse me of being able to, but if you look at the permits that we did in the last month, there's a deck replacement lean-to off the garage, residential accessory building. I did a land division for Jason Hamlin, and residential accessory building, storage building, another lean-to on the garage, and then this text amendment here. So I'll add the text amendment for Networks Northwest when we get their check for that. So that's all. And I'm letting you know that things are pretty busy these days. I do not have a minute to rest with people coming in and the phone ringing and doing reports that I'm doing. So I'll keep on going as long as I can. And that's all. Thank you. That's me.
And it is a part-time position posted, the township has?
Yes, there is.
Okay. Do you have any idea of hiring or any time frame that you're looking at, or just?
Hold on. We have had applicants. I believe the posting is coming down end of the month,
Okay.
I believe, and then we'll go from there.
And then go from there, okay.
Yeah, good. All right. So, new business.
All right, so, decision by planning commission on adding Networks Northwest recommendations to the zoning ordinance.
I see nothing wrong with going forward with what the recommendations are, but not with us on that. It wouldn't make any sense not to.
Yeah.
So is that your motion?
I will make the motion to accept.
Okay, and I will second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Cool, so. That part is,
Okay. Need a second one.
decision by planning commission on adding next AMP's recommendation to the zoning ordinance.
I would like to make that motion that we do this, and part of it, I will clarify, I do have an advantage of having been on the county planning. We've done other projects, and have some awareness of, plus I have friends that are in the solar business, this is simply to get the language in to allow to begin this process. And I don't have a problem. If there's an issue, we have plenty of time if it wouldn't work out for us.
Yeah, this
Is this any way pigeonholing us in a way where legally we can't deny solar farm?
Not at all.
So legally, we're not putting ourselves in a position where we can't.
all it's saying is
They can make applications.
they can make an application. It's a special use. That's all it is. This isn't, we're not voting on a particular project, any particular sites. It's just to get it into the language so they can start the process for a special use permit. That's it. This is a case by case basis.
If we get to a point where they want to build a facility, we can look at it and we can make the decision at that point whether it's good or bad.
Correct.
And you, at that
I'm
point in
having
time,
some personal problems with this one. But
at that point in time, you'll have 300-foot notices to everyone that's around that parcel, and that's quite a few. And we'll also have it in the newspaper so others can come if they want to voice an opinion on that. So you'll have plenty of public comment at that point in time, I'm pretty sure.
okay, as long as we're not putting ourselves in a position where we go back now.
No.
So that would be only if you
No
put
offense
it
to you
in
guys.
if you put it in the permitted use, and then it only come to me, that would be bad.
If it becomes a permitted use, there's nothing you can do about it. This is
Right.
a special land use permit that is reviewed by us on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah.
So that's all this is doing, is saying, yes, it is an allowed special use permit. That's all it is.
Okay.
They have a lot of extra work to do if they do the special use
Yeah.
permit.
And then,
Yeah, by the time it would come to be, they would sort of, I mean, yeah, we're gonna have a lot more.
Yeah, all of,
You know, you're gonna know it in your sleep.
all of everyone's questions will be asked at that point in
Right.
time.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just continue the conversation and see if it's a good fit for us.
So-
I will second the motion.
All right.
So you pretty much okayed that solar.
No.
We okay us to continue the conversation about it. It wouldn't be approved unless we had a public hearing and everyone would be notified around it. It's a very long and tedious process. And hopefully, if we have another meeting, public hearing, we have more voices to hear more opinions on the matter. But we're not, like I just mentioned, we're not pigeonholing ourselves legally in a position where we have to allow anyone to do it. It just lets them to continue the conversations we can.
Well, like I told you before,
All right.
you do go ahead with it, protect yourself and the rest of these people live down Tippy Dam Road because they will tear things up down there. Make sure you cover yourself for the road, them heavy trucks coming in there. I've seen this umpteen times.
We tell you it's not public comment, you can't comment
Oh.
right now, that's that gatekeeper.
sorry.
But we do have a section for that in a second.
Okay.
There's the gatekeeper over there.
All those in favor?
Right?
Old business?
No.
Now public comment.
Oh, well, I guess I didn't understand.
I'm sorry.
Protocol, I
Well,
don't,
normally we actually have we read the whole thing and I
I have
failed
stuff
to read it
available.
beforehand, so.
yeah,
Anyways, public comment.
all right. Like I was telling you, protect yourself if you do eventually do this stupid thing. And the people down that road. Because they will come in there and they will tear it up. I'm telling you. I see it with these oil and gas trucks, they bring that machinery in there and that stuff in there, they go through people's yards. So. But I'm not in favor of it. People don't come to Wellston to look at a solar farm. Passes will haunt you all, whether you like solar or not.
In my turn, I'm disappointed. I would have preferred to see a moratorium on this. I will see if I can get this appealed. I think that, it's not good for our area. I think when you're being told you can't be sued, that's misinformation. If I have permissible or special use in my residential or my agri-residential to build a house or to start a business, if I meet every single requirement under that ordinance or under that special use and I am denied, I can then sue you. It does open it up. I think that's grave misinformation, that it is something that you can be held accountable for as a commission. You know, it's like saying, okay, I'm in residential and my zoning permit allows me to build a house, so it has to be 25-foot setbacks, it has to be bigger than this and smaller than that, and I have to have well and septic and certified and this and that and electric permits. And if you were to tell me no, I can't come back to you, I just walk away and, you know, you're great and powerful. I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned of what this opens up to be.
Well, we're just having a conversation right now.
Mm-hmm. But it is a
They still need
permissible, you just made it a permissible use.
Special use permit.
A permissible special use, yep.
And we
It
still need
is
to- we
now-
still need to get set up the
It is
guardrails
now,
for that.
I believe that there is a 7-day notice requirement or something of that nature. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I will be looking into how to
They said they were
do
gonna
a a moratorium on this. You can speak again if you want, you got another minute.
I mean, did they say they were gonna have their own power lines? They were gonna dig them underground?
No, they just connect to the existing lines that are already there.
I thought you said something about,
There's generators that
Underground.
have to go into, so.
There's a line that connects to the plan they submitted last time showed that they connected to a line underneath the road or near the road, and it looks to me like it's a line that goes to the dam, but I could be wrong. It is near the edge of the road.
But this solar array isn't just a bunch of panels, there is a generator and there is some other infrastructure. And that generator will generate noise. It's not running on this, it may run on the solar, I don't really know, but I know there's more than just panels going in order to have this project. But it's a permissible use now, so there we go.
Special
It's a-
use. Special use.
It's a permissible
There's
special
language.
use.
There's language to come forward with this, that doesn't make it a
That's what you
have
just
to.
approved. It just said here.
Right. So,
It says to amend Article 3703 of the Norman Township zoning ordinance to expressly allow certain ground-mounted solar energy projects as a special land use in the agricultural zoning district. That's what you just approved.
I make a motion to adjourn.
If the public comment is over, is it over?
it's over.
It's you have. Yeah, how many minutes? But I don't.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
2 minutes, yeah. It's not a
But
discussion.
I mean, your objections have been noted, and we will have more conversations.
they're
about
gonna have
this.
more meetings on this.
Well, this isn't like they're not going to start construction next month. There'll be a lot more meetings to go over all this because this is a big deal. So, and we're not taking this situation lightly. We all live here too. We want to live in a nice area.
Well, you wouldn't wanna live next to that generator all day long, 24/7, pounding away over there.
You know.
You made a motion?
I make a
Adjourn?
motion to adjourn.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Thank you for
Guys, here.
yeah.
Thanks for your time today, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. We'll be in touch. Thank you.